Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Sonudar Booktuber. Today we are going to talk about leadership, the fields where new leaders are required and the reason why we do not have great leaders. If you haven't watched my previous video, please check that first to have a clear concept of this video. Coming back to the topic, what is leadership? Leadership is the ability to guide and inspire others towards a common goal. A leader sets a vision, motivates the team and makes decisions that benefits the group as a whole. Effective leader listens to others, communicate openly and empower those around them. It is a dynamic skill that can be developed by anyone willing to learn and grow. Some fertile fields in which new leadership will be required. Your attention is called to a few of the fertile fields in which there has been a decline of leadership and in which the new type of leader may find an abundance of opportunity. First, in the field of politics, there is a most insistent demand for new leaders, a demand which indicates nothing less than an emergency. The majority of politicians have seemingly become high-grade legalized racketers. They have increased taxes and debauched the machinery of industry and business until the people can no longer stand the burden. The successful leader must be the master of all details connected with his position. That means, of course, that he must acquire the habits of relegating details to capable lieutenants. Second, the banking business is undergoing a reform. The leaders in this field have almost entirely lost the confidence of the public. Already, the bankers have sensed the need of reform and they have begun it. Third, industry calls for new leader. The future leader in industry to endure must regard himself as a quasi-public official whose duty it is to manage his trust in such a way that it will work hardship on no individual or group of individuals. Exploitation of working men is a thing of the past. Let the man who aspires to leadership in the field of business, industry and labor remember this. Fourth, the religious leader of the future will be forced to give more attention to the temporal needs of his followers in the solution of the economic and personal problems of the present and less attention to the dead past and the yet unborn future. Fifth, in the professions of law, medicine and education, a new brand of leadership and to some extent new leaders will become a necessity. This is especially true in the fields of education. The leader in that field must in the future find ways and means of teaching people how to apply the knowledge they receive in school. He must deal more with practice and less with theory. Sixth, new leaders will be required in the field of journalism. Newspapers of the future to be conducted successfully must be divorced from special privilege and relieved from the subsidy of advertising. They must cease to be organs of propaganda for the interest which patronize their advertising columns. The type of newspaper which publishes scandal and lewd pictures will eventually go the way of all forces which rebauch the human mind. These are but a few of the fields in which opportunities for new leaders and a new brand of leadership are now available, but still these fields do not find such a leader who fits in the field due to the following reasons. Point number 1, inability to organize details. Efficient leadership calls for ability to organize and to master details. No genius leader is ever too busy to do anything which he may be required of him in his capacity as leader. When a man, whether he is a leader or follower, admits that he is too busy to change his plans or to give attention to any emergency, he admits his inefficiency. Point number 2, unwillingness to render humble service. Truly, great leaders are willing, when occasion demands, to perform any sort of labor which they would ask another to perform. The greatest among ye shall be the servant of all is a truth which all able leaders observe and respect. Point number 3, expectation of pay for what they know instead of what they do with that which they know. The world does not pay men for that which they know, it pays them for what they do or induce others to do. Point number 4, fear of competition from followers. The leader who fears that one of his followers may take his position is practically sure to realize that fear sooner or later. The able leader trains understudies to whom he may delegate at will any of the details of his position. Only in this way may a leader multiply himself and prepare himself to be at many places and give attention to many things at one time. Point number 5. Lack of imagination. Without imagination, the leader is incapable of meeting emergencies and of creating plans by which to guide his followers efficiently. Point number 6. Selfishness. The leader who claims all the honors for the work of his followers is sure to be met by resentment. The really great leader claims none of the honors. He is contented to see the honors, when there are any, go to the followers, because he knows that most men will work harder for commendation and recognition than they will for money alone. Point number 7. Intemperance. Followers do not respect an intemperate leader. Moreover, intemperance in any of its various forms destroys the endurance and the vitality of all who indulge in it. Point number 8. Disloyalty. Perhaps this should have come at the head of the list. The leader who is not loyal to his trust and to his associates, those above him and those below him, cannot long maintain his leadership. Disloyalty marks one as being less than the dust of the earth and brings down on one's head the contempt he deserves. Lack of loyalty is one of the major causes of failure in every walk of life. Point number 9. Emphasizes of the authority of leadership. The efficient leader leads by encouraging and not by trying to instill fear in the hearts of his followers. The leader who tries to impress his followers with his authority comes within the category of leadership through force. If a leader is a real leader, he will have no need to advertise that fact except by his conduct, his sympathy, understanding, fairness, and a demonstration that he knows his job. Point number 10. Emphasizes of title. The competent leader requires no title to give him the respect to his followers. The man who makes too much over his title generally has little else to emphasize. The doors to the office of the real leader are open to all who wish to enter, and his working quarters are free from formality or ostentation. These are among the common of the causes of failure in leadership. Any one of these faults is sufficient to induce failure. Study the list carefully if you aspire to leadership and make sure that you are free of these faults. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Please comment down what would you like to see in the next video. Stay tuned.